Welcome to Her Real Estate Journey, the podcast where we celebrate and empower women in real estate. I'm your host, Lisa Dillon. Each week, we'll delve into their journeys from the struggles they've faced to the glories they've achieved. Our guests are rock star women agents who are sharing their experiences, insights, and advice to help you succeed in your own real estate career. Whether you're a seasoned professional or just starting out, this podcast is for you. Together, we'll explore the highs and lows of the real estate industry, learn from each other's experiences, and build a supportive community of women who are making their mark. Thank you for joining me on this journey. Let's get started. Hey, we are here today at Her Real Estate Journey. We're speaking with Sherine Duncan, and I'm so super excited because she is in Hawaii. I'm so jealous. I look like I'm in Hawaii, but I'm actually not. And I just wanted to introduce her. She's a top producing agent in Hawaii. And Shireen, welcome to the show.
Well, good morning. It's still morning here in Hawaii.
It's still morning. So I'm in Mississippi. You're in it. It's 6 hours behind me here.
It's 11. It's 11 o'clock. So
okay.
Still before noon. But
yes.
Anyway, yeah, thank you for having me. Thanks a lot.
Absolutely. You are so very welcome. So kind of just tell us a little bit about you, where you're from. Do you have kiddos?
And yeah, I pretty much was born into a real estate family. I'm a third generation realtor. I was born in Southern California, kind of raised more northern, and then raised my children in Central California, Central Coast. So and I've also lived in San Diego and Lake Tahoe. So I've been all over the state, 6 generations out of California. But definitely all in real estate. Even my grandmother was in real estate. So goes way back. I started out working for an appraiser in high school, got married early, had kids early, and then ended up starting a mortgage company very early on, fighting being a realtor. I will not be a realtor. I have said that 100 times, okay, before I became a realtor. And I fought it. Of course, I was in the mortgage business a very long time. And then even from there, I went into title and escrow. And that's actually what moved me to Hawaii in 2012. I got offered to come to Hawaii to be the sales manager for the state of Hawaii. So I was working all islands. It was wonderful. Wow. As far as getting to know the real estate market here, it was great. But after 2.5 years of having that many people call, there's 160 employees, but that also represented a whole lot of unhappy realtors that would call to be unhappy, right? So I'm really a happy, eternally optimistic person. So to listen to people complain all day at the end of the day was so against my grain that after 2.5 years, I literally just said, I don't want to do this, and moved into real estate. I know. And now I'm just so proud to be a realtor, and I'm so excited that I am, and that I put those shoes on because they're the most comfortable shoes and I can run the fastest, and that's where I belong. So I've only been selling houses, even though I've been in the industry my entire life. I've only been selling 10 years. Okay. A little over that, but yeah.
That's awesome.
That's kind of my background. Yep.
I love it. So everybody gets in for a different reason. I know for years and years I had people telling me, oh, you should be a realtor. You'd be great. And I was like, no, I don't really want to work weekends and nights and all those things. But really and truly, had somebody just told me this is the most flexible, especially for moms. So how old are your kids now?
Okay, so I did have my children when I had the mortgage company. They're raised. In fact, my 40-year-old daughter, I have a 40-year-old daughter, so she works with me also in real estate, but she's also a designer and all of that. So, yeah, so kind of just craziness with that. But I do work, and I'm not going to lie, because this is for realtors out there.
Absolutely.
That's what this is for. So, you know what I always say, I do have a team of agents, a lot of newer agents. And one of the first things I say is, you guys, in real estate, yes, it's flexible, but you're not going to get sat in a high chair. Nobody's going to feed you. I don't care if you go on a team that's giving you leads. That's actually huge. But you are going to have to really work hard if you want to be really successful. And you know what? 90%, 80 to 90% are not that successful in real estate. So
Right.
if you want to be, you're going to have to go do that extra mile. You're going to have to work hard. I mean, to me, I had no other income when I decided to jump off the, getting a check every 2 weeks to getting nothing unless I brought something in. And I didn't know anyone except realtors in Hawaii. So you don't get,
Wow.
right?
Okay.
Yeah.
They're not
So
buying from you.
no. So, and I jumped off with just my
Wow.
rental payment was 7,000 a month. It is so expensive here.
My
And so I jumped
gosh.
off without a husband, without another income off of that and just into the deep end, head, just dove. So it was like, you've heard the expression burning the ships. You've heard that, jumping off and like success was my only option. So I do think that when you talk to really successful agents, many of them had that scenario where it was sink or swim
Me
and
too.
no other option.
Yep.
So I think when you approach real estate with no other option, success is it. Even though maybe you're getting into it for that flexible schedule, if you really want to be good, you got to be prepared to really work a lot and get the ball rolling. I mean, it doesn't come easy. Just because you might get your parents to sell their house and that was easy, the rest aren't coming easy. You really do have to work hard and have work ethic, and it works, and just follow. I always say the one marketing plan that works 100% of the time is the one that you work. You just don't try to do everything. Don't run around and go, I'm going to send postcards and I'm going to do this and I'm going to do social media and I'm going to do this. And you do too many things and you get nothing done. You don't get anywhere. So
Absolutely.
to choose something and go for it. Yeah.
So, okay. So talking about the going for the brand new agent, because my son has literally been an agent for a week.
Yeah.
And I have another agent that just joined us as well. I do not run a team, but my company Epic, I bring other people in with me. So tell me, what would be your best advice for that new agent? Like for that
Or
first month?
yeah. Oh, there are some wonderful, wonderful first 30 days in real estate. You can literally Google it nowadays. What do I do the first 30 days in real estate? And there are so many great ideas of what you should do is Google it and find which one fits you and your personality and what you think you could do and just
Yeah.
stick with it. But there are so many great first 30 days. I mean, personally, I made a Facebook ad. This was in 2014. So 2014, everybody was on Facebook and active. Okay. Since then, people aren't so much. But at that time, that's what was going on. So you figure out what is right now today. For me, back then it was Facebook and I ran ads. It was when, think about this, the prices were just starting to go up and everybody wanted to know what their home was worth because all of a sudden it's finally getting equity after having gone down and now it's coming back. So I did a what's my home worth and everybody clicked on it. And I got to go out and give CMAs to people, comparable market analysis. Every Sunday I was on their door with their comparable market analysis. So I became a very strong listing agent very early on.
Okay.
That was what you wanted to be, in 2014.
Right.
So that is how I got started, but I wouldn't recommend that today because now I will, what is the biggest thing today? And then I would just find my niche and work it all the time. Yeah.
Just work that. That's
Yeah.
good advice. Definitely to just choose one or two because there are so many ideas and they all sound wonderful, but you're right. You'll spin around and you spend a bunch of money and a bunch
you
of
spend it.
time.
Yep. You don't need to do
With
that. Just choose one thing. Yeah.
Gotcha. So what you said you were in the mortgage industry. What inspired you to open your own mortgage company in your 20s? That's pretty awesome.
I know. It's crazy. Just having, you know what it was when I first got married really early in life, my husband was a loan officer. And so I really started learning about, when I was having kids and it was very early on, I started really getting involved with them. And you guys, you're going to laugh, but interest rates were 15%. And I was spending my evening going through all the files of, people that had loans at 18% that were over 100,000, which I thought was really big at the time, right? $100,000 loan, 18%, we're going to call them and we'll have them in a 15% loan.
Mhm.
It's going to save them, $300 a month. It's going to be great. This is like, just the numbers are so small.
Right.
But that's kind of, I started getting involved and then realizing, because he worked for a broker, that understanding how that all works. Why wouldn't you just open your own brokerage and make your, I just didn't see why you wouldn't. And so that's why when I moved to San Luis Obispo after going through a divorce, very amicable, by the way. I call him my husband that had the kids with, and he has his mortgage company he started turned into a huge company in Sacramento. But then I divorced him and I went down to San Luis Obispo, and then I ended up starting a mortgage company there. But it did really, really well. And I loved it. I don't know. It just did really well. I was all about talking to the top 10% of the agents that are doing the top percent of the work. All I had to do is get a few of those, and all the other agents in their office would just like follow. Oh, you use this person for your loan officer? Okay, well, then we'll use them. So all my life, I focused on those top 10% realtors, because then I did with the mortgage business. I did again with the title business, title and escrow. So almost
Focus
every
on the top.
yeah, almost every best friend I ever had was in that top 10%. Be around people you want to be, like,
Absolutely.
find people that are more successful than you and hang around those people. And I always did that. I've always done that. And I know the life of a real estate agent. Like, I grew up with it even. My dad is an incredible real estate agent. Wonderful. He could do 60 deal transactions a year without a transaction coordinator or without, all the support. I'm not who I am without all the support I have at all. If it was just up to me, I don't even think I could do one contract properly. Yeah, I have a lot of support. No, I'm not kidding. I brought through it all up. So I hire people to do the things I'm not great at. Yeah.
How many are you closing a year on the average?
Well, before it was like 60, but I'm exceeded that this year. So
Good for you.
but the last few years, I think it was 60. And but this year has just been just an obscene year. Obscenely good. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Is that just you or is that the team?
No, just on my numbers, I'm almost to hit 100 million, which is blowing my own mind right now.
That's incredible.
But I have the team is a new team. They definitely do. It's mostly a new team. And so really want to get them, thriving. Yeah.
Absolutely. What is your average price point where you are in Hawaii?
Today we just got done with a home inspection. The price is this is interesting. The price is 1.160. Is that right, Michael? 1.160. And it's a teeny tiny house. It's an absolute tear down.
Oh my gosh.
Absolute, like unlivable house, really. So yeah, so that would be like the least amount of a single family home that you could find.
Wow.
Yeah. But you can find condos for less. And we have a big condo business on Oahu because there's a lot of condos.
Okay.
But normal price home is, just a normal little nice home would be 2 million.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. So my average price point here is like 175.
Wow.
I know. We're both like, wow, mind blown. So I know. I've never sold $1 million home. I think my highest ever was
They just don't really have
565.
many around. So
We don't have them.
right? Yeah. So how do you sell them if they're not around? Yeah.
Exactly.
They're just like all the others.
Right. So
Yeah.
I just listed one today that was 50,000 and it's a pretty, needs work. It's a rental, but
Yeah.
50,000. My rental market is 50 and under.
$50,000.
$50,000.
Buy a house, like a single family home.
Absolutely. All day long.
For $50,000.
For $50,000. Yes.
You can buy a parking stall in Waikiki for $50,000. I'm not kidding.
I believe it.
That's the only thing
I
here
believe
that's
it.
50,000 is a parking stall.
I absolutely love learning about people's markets all over the country because it's just so different. It's so different.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, it's crazy. So I also do, 60 to 70 range by myself, but I have to to make the
Yeah,
numbers
right?
work.
Oh my gosh.
It's insane.
Oh,
So okay, so going back to what did you learn I know you said that you focus on the top 10%. That's awesome. Is there any other tips and stuff? Because I know there's a lot of people that jump from the mortgage industry into real estate or just new agents. Do you have any other advice coming from the mortgage
I would say
industry?
this. I think that I call it playing nice in the sandbox as often as possible.
Mm-hmm.
If you're in a transaction with the other agent, I mean, try to do anything you can to help. Okay, like just say they're having a hard time trying to schedule a showing, and you're like, you want me to just go early? I'll go over there, open it up, and get the lights on, and I'll
Yeah.
meet my client there after. I can help you out like that, or there's so many things you can do to go above and beyond to help the other agent. Most agents don't come from that mindset, but because I come from this mortgage side and title and escrow side, I have ingrained in me, what can I do to help another agent? Yeah. So that has actually come back to help me. I would say I've done, I don't even know how many co-listings with agents that aren't even at the same company as me. Or they are out of town and want to give me a referral. Or because I didn't do it so I would get business from them. I never even thought that, oh, you could get business from other agents. I get a lot of business from other agents.
Wow.
This year, part of why my numbers are so good, one of the top agents on Oahu just called me and said, hey, he's getting older, and he said, you want to partner with me on my listings? I love the way you stage. I do all my own
Wow.
staging. I have a
Okay.
huge staging situation. And now I'm halving his really big ones. Like, we have a $8.28 million listing, a $5.6 million, no, 5.9. And these are with him. So it didn't hurt me that I have really done my best to help other agents in whatever way you can. I mean, some agents are really, I just want to walk away. But usually you really just, try to, you guys, if I can say anything to realtors out there, just don't fight the other agent. Don't just try to be rowing in the same direction as the other agent. And when you do that, like instead of just trying to get the best deal for your buyer and just gouge that poor seller, you guys, long term, that is not the way to sell real estate.
No.
Or vice versa. If you have the listing and the buyer is asking for something, I mean, try to work it out, and you know what? If it's something small, if it's not that big a deal, just don't even get the seller. Just say, I will take care of it.
Mm-hmm.
Like do that more and more and more. And I think in general, in real estate, the more people that think like this, and I think it's just going to make it a smoother national, international situation, where we're
Right.
all out there. Yeah,
We've
yeah,
all got the
not just
same
trying
goal.
to get it is because, yeah, how do you feel good about it if you've got your buyer that has now asked for a $30,000 credit and now a $20,000 credit, and they're asking for all this stuff, and the poor seller is saying yes because maybe their agent doesn't know how to negotiate that well, so you could just eat them. Why would that make you feel good?
Right.
I'm sorry,
It
it shouldn't
doesn't.
make anybody feel good. Let's just be fair. Let's just do the right thing.
Right.
So that the next time you take an offer to that agent, that listing agent, they will want to work with you instead of be like, oh, are you kidding me? You're going to come back and ask for the world. Yeah.
I love
So there's a
that.
fine line. Of course, you're looking out for your client, but overall, you're not
Right.
really, because your next client that you go put an offer in, they're not going to accept it because of the way that you cut them the last time.
And I've definitely seen that happen where the buyer or the seller loses the deal because of the agent. And that is just no, that's not what we're here for.
Yeah.
That's
Oh,
awesome. It's
yeah.
all about the giving and, if you, it
Yeah.
just shines through you if you're supposed to be in this business and eventually, those who are not weed themselves out. But that's awesome. That's a really, really good reminder, especially for the seasoned agents.
Yeah.
I love
It's a
that.
good
Play nice in the
mindset.
sandbox.
Yeah.
I love,
Yeah. No
absolutely
poison.
love that.
A
Oh
lot
my
of my
gosh.
analogies have to do with water and the beach. Can you tell I live in Hawaii? We all rowed
I
the same
love it.
direction in the
I'm
yeah.
so jealous. Okay, so you having Fidelity National title, how did that help you prepare? So we talked about the mortgage end of things, now the title end of things.
I think the best part, well, there was two parts. One that I was really had so many relationships with so many real estate agents and saw what works, what doesn't work. Why are these people successful? I was always dissecting that. Why are these people so much more successful than these people?
Mhm.
That was a big help for me when I went into real estate, just knowing the mindset of a very successful agent. But twofold is understand, especially when I was in management, seeing it seems like we would always get pulled in when there was a lawsuit. Okay. And usually they
Okay.
had to do with, lot lines, easements, and funny enough, but like parking stalls not being the right parking stall at a building that somebody thought it was going to be. And I just got to see kind of where the problems are in real estate because, knock on wood, I've never been involved in a lawsuit in real estate of any kind. And
Mhm.
so that being the case, it was good for me to see the flags of the things that do happen in real estate that become problems. I also had a lot of training in management for legality stuff. Okay. Like, what do you say on the phone? What do you put in writing? What do you put in writing means a text or email,
Text.
either one. And what do you say on a phone? There's a lot of, I absolutely know there's things I pick up the phone to talk about. And there's the things that I then maybe even follow up in an email saying, per our conversation, blah, blah, blah. I also recommend that when you have a transaction, always start in the subject line with the address and then semicolon, and then put in what it's about. Da da da, 855 a Kiki appraisal, whatever it is. And then including all of your conversations, everything, if you follow up with a phone conversation, you put it in an email. Just to keep it all saved that way will help you down the road if if there is anything that comes up, anything that's questioned, you're going to be able to pull up absolutely everything. I just find that
That's
I learned that from a real estate attorney, and I do think it's a great practice. And
yes, no.
you said, what did I learn from Fidelity? Well, I learned how to avoid, trouble.
Now when you do that in an email or you just do that in like electronic notes?
I'll do emails usually I'll finish up a conversation.
And then
And
follow
if
it.
I think it should have been in writing, something that
Mhm.
we said, then I will make sure I put that in an
That's
email.
awesome.
And then if there's a lot of stuff too that you don't want in writing. You don't want in writing certain
Right.
things. So know the difference of what you should be talking about and what you should be putting in writing. It is really important and
That is
disclose and
so,
disclose.
I had no idea how one word could cost somebody so much money. And you just have to be so careful watching out for everybody. And at the same time, not be an attorney because
Yeah,
you're not,
because you're
you
not.
just, you're walking a fine line. Um, okay. So let's go just move on to California and Hawaii. So are you dual licensed currently in both?
Not anymore. I
Not
let my
anymore.
California license
I
go.
was dying to ask them, like, how in the world? It's not like you could just hop
Yeah,
riding down the street to
yeah.
California.
No, I have no
Okay.
need. My husband is still a broker in California.
Okay.
Yeah, so he was a broker in Lake Tahoe, California for 35 years. He did
Okay.
move here and retire, but he still sometimes does referrals over there and stuff like that.
Okay.
So if and also my dad, my brother, they're both brokers. They have a big company in California too. I mean, I have yeah, I have
Okay.
lots of when I have a situation that I'm just like, what do I do? My my assistant Michael is also a broker. He's awesome. My husband is, my dad is, my brother is. I mean, if I have a situation, we can be like, we can, what we call in Hawaii, hui together, you know, huddle together and come up with a solution to some crazy scenario that comes up. But I think it's good to have those people to talk to. I mean, I guess a lot of people out there just have their own broker, but if you have any relationships with good brokers, sometimes you just have to brainstorm a situation.
Definitely. Because I mean, I've been doing this 8.5 years and you still learn at least
Every
weekly,
transaction.
if
I
not
think I
daily,
learned
you're
something
learning.
I do. I think I learned from every transaction, even if it's more understanding a personality type, you know,
Right.
or if
Absolutely.
it's understanding how to fix some electrical issue. I mean, it's just
Or who to
the gamut is
call, or
huge what we have to learn from. Yeah.
it really is. It really is. So let's just talk about you, like specifically. What makes you stand out? And there's so many realtors. What makes
No
you?
flipping idea.
Well, that's honest. I love it.
I know I do stage. That's good. Like I'm known for that. I just
Mhm.
bought a big box truck and you know, like a
Wow.
big U-Haul, but it's all white and I'm having it wrapped, which is list with Hawaii Lux Homes and stage for free. Stage for free when you list with Hawaii Lux Homes or something like that. But beautiful, beautiful pictures on the whole box
Wow.
truck. It's so pretty. It's going to be pretty. Let's see. I know in my head what it'll look like. We have all this stuff we're putting together right now, but I'm excited about that because I do stand out with that. My listings are gorgeous. If you want to look me up, it's hawaiiluxhomes.com. It's LUX,
Definitely.
hawaiiluxhomes.com. And my listings are gorgeous. And I think I'm definitely known for being a great listing agent. When you walk in, it smells good. The airflow is good. All of the things, and it looks better than the photos, and the photos are excellent. So I have great photography, and it's just really easy to sell my houses once we do all the things we do before we list. It's a lot.
Wow. Now, are you using your staging items or theirs or a combination?
If they have stuff I can use, I will use it and then use it with everything I have.
Okay.
But often and ultimately I have an empty house to stage and I can do a phenomenal job. I have a huge warehouse,
Okay.
like 110 chairs. Okay.
Wow.
I counted one day and then I've since bought some more. So
Oh my gosh.
I
So
really have a lot.
is that like a totally separate business? You obviously don't do that.
I do not stage for other people. What's wonderful about doing it this way is it's a total write-off
Right.
because I 100% use it for my own listings.
Okay.
I won't. I have people ask me all the time if I will stage, and I'm like, no, that makes it a business. And what it is right now is part of my Hawaii Lux Homes. It is an expense of my Hawaii Lux Homes. If I
Okay.
make it my own staging company, I start making money from it. That is not a write-off. You see? So
Gotcha.
if you're a realtor out there that loves design and staging and playing house, like me, this might be a
Mhm.
great way to not only be the best listing agent around, but also to have a wonderful write-off because you're going to make a lot of money.
Make them look like they have wonderful stuff
Mm-hmm.
too.
Yeah.
Okay, so with you being more of a Lux market, that would not be financially smart for me in my price points.
Right. And
But that's
although I do have a wonderful agent that I is in my, because I'm an EXP, so that's in my business in Louisiana. And
okay.
she's so cute as it's not that expensive there in Louisiana where
Right, right.
where she is.
Um,
And she does her own staging and she's amazing.
hmm,
And she is killing it in real estate. And I mean, the homes sometimes they're a small amount, but she's doing it. So,
that's awesome.
pretty impressive. I'm really impressed because I haven't seen somebody do that in a market like that, but it's working for her. I don't know all her secrets, but Carrie Lawless is her name. She's
Very
flipped.
long.
Carrie Lawless, Kerri, I think, Lawless. She's
I'm
not
gonna look
lawless.
at her
She's a
up.
beautiful redhead. She is amazing, and she is just amazing what she does. Yeah.
Love that. And then you can always have stuff for your own house to swap it out because behind you is absolutely
I used to
beautiful.
do that a lot. I rarely do that anymore. Yeah, but I used to, especially when I got started. I mean, my house it was never looked the same because I was taking stuff all the time.
That's so fun. Oh my gosh. Okay, so as far as the future of the Hawaii Lux team, what do you
Mhm.
see you going next big opportunities in Hawaii? Is there hot cities? Is there what's going on in Hawaii for the next?
I've really been happy. Originally, I was planning on the reason I did a Hawaii Lux Homes. I really
Mhm.
wanted to have people on all islands, and then I
Mm,
ended up getting involved in EXP. So I do have people on all islands, and they don't have to be on Hawaii Lux Homes. So that whole portion worked out kind of on its own, and now Hawaii Lux Homes is on Oahu. And I'm happy to have that. And I have, I don't know, maybe active team members, maybe
mhm.
10, but probably 20 on the team total. A
Okay.
lot of the people, 10 of those people probably I have other jobs, full-time jobs, and they just maybe sell 1 to 3 houses a year. And then
Okay.
the other team members who are getting started and getting going, they're selling maybe 5 houses a year. So I think the average National Association of Realtors is 6 homes a year. So
Isn't that
I have
amazing?
like half that are like that and half that
Yeah.
are pretty much my numbers on my team are the same as if you look at National Association of Realtors, probably, you know.
It's
Yeah.
interesting. And well, I mean, at least you're making your agents who are not doing the high volume are still making good checks.
They're still making good checks because even if they sell something really low here, it could be as low as 300,000. We do
And
have things that low. In fact, I
okay.
think there's an agent on my team right now selling something for like 240,000, little condo up in in an interesting place. So we can go that low too. So,
Gotcha. Okay. Well, I had some clients that I was working with and they wanted to go off the grid into
mhm.
the non-insurable areas of Hawaii. And I was
Oh,
like, that's something I've never heard of before, but they were, kind of hippie types. But
yeah.
there's
They probably
apparently a
moved to
whole,
like Molokai or something. Yeah, yeah, or Big Island or Molokai.
like
Yeah,
it's
interesting.
non-permitted,
Yeah.
non-insurable places in Hawaii.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so I just got a few more questions for you. How do you balance being a top agent with your role as a mentor and also a leader for your team
I
without
have
splitting your
people. Yeah,
people?
Michael that I was just talking about who helps me
Hmm.
so much and is also a licensed broker. He's really knowledgeable, so the team knows they can call him as well, and
Okay.
hopefully because I am crazy busy, just have a lot going on. And honestly, you guys, my flexible schedule is that I work about 16 hours a day, 6 to 7 days a week. I really do work insane amount, but that's how I have numbers hitting 100 million this year. It's just, it is literally just a lot of work. Um, Not everybody does that, but that's, just kind of what you do.
It's
So what
incredible.
I see is, I mean, my goal, I've started paying for realtor.com leads and Zillow leads to help my team. So I'm really hoping that that will help them as long as they can learn how to turn these leads.
Mm-hmm.
Give them, I share those since I pay so much money for those leads. I share 50% is what I'll be doing with the
Okay.
team. So that they can, get some experience and get some good leads and start, and start making money. So, again, that's another write-off too, though, to pay for those leads.
Mm-hmm.
So, um yeah, so that's kind of my goal, is to help all of them succeed. And I have a full-time transaction coordinator, I have a full-time virtual assistant, and then I have the broker partner, and I have a full-time stager. She works for me
Okay.
full-time. I give her a salary because we have
Wow.
so much going on. I mean, I don't normally
Yes.
have 13 listings active, but I do right now, and it's a lot to manage.
Especially since you're calling all the stuff and wow.
Yeah,
So is
and
that what you used?
on Sundays, we have open houses here. Basically every listing is open on Sundays, 2 to 5 across the island. It's great. Buyers don't need buyers representatives. They can just go look and find the house they want because they're all open on Sunday from 2 to 5. So you sit open houses and pick up buyers. It's
Wow.
wonderful. It's a great thing. They should have it everywhere like that.
That's it.
Yeah.
Sundays, we definitely do that here. Do not do that here.
Yeah.
Open
It's
houses. Wow. Open houses here are mainly just for other agents.
yeah.
For some reason, it's just not a thing. So we buy them.
And it wasn't in California. It wasn't anywhere I've ever seen, but it is so well put together in Hawaii. It's brilliant.
It is
It's
awesome.
really brilliant. That's one thing Hawaii has over the rest of the real estate industry that I've seen.
So dual agency is okay
you do
there.
see it. Yeah.
Okay.
I would say maybe 1 out of every 10.
Okay. I do a good bit of it as well. I've talked to some people that it's just not legal in their states. So that's interesting.
Yeah,
But
I love it. I feel like there's more control over the deal. I feel like less stress in the deal overall, when less,
you know what's really going on.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. It's great. And everybody's getting along and it's just easier usually. So I don't mind it.
Well, I have one more question that I always ask everybody, and then we can call it a day. And I just appreciate you so much. What is, if you know off the top of your head, what is one deal that just really made you feel good, that you just know you really changed somebody's life, or you just really did an awesome job, and everybody smiles because there's one that's probably popping out, and it might not be about the money, but it's about the heart.
Oh, I just closed one that was really special to me, a small one. It was I love working with military. We have a lot of military. We have 6 military bases on this one island. So we get a lot of military. But these 2 gals came, and their dream was to have a house in the tropics. It's just one of their dreams. And I don't know, they were just we found the perfect place for them. They were so appreciative. And I feel like the whole lifestyle that Hawaii represented for them when they moved here, getting the house that we got and the place that we got it, is just going to give them everything that they're dreaming of having. And I don't know, that was just my most recent one, that they are so happy. They're so grateful. Just to have them really feel like they are happy. But I would say more than anything, it's when I'm selling a house, when I'm able to turn the house into something that they always thought it could be, and to do that before we sell it. We do a lot of fixing up before we sell. And so it's like, you want to sign a paper before we do it. It does not love it or list it. When we get done fixing that, you don't get to stay here. We're selling.
You will sell.
Yeah. So, so that's kind of, and that is very exciting and fun to get a house fixed up in its best light that it's ever been,
I love it. That is just awesome. And it's usually not the highest price ones that give you that feel good. So I love it.
I mean, this was under $1 million, this little condo they bought, but they were the most grateful, wonderful people to deal with. And
it makes it all worth it.
Felt so good.
I know. I love that feeling. Well, you're definitely in the right place. I know you work hard, and you work hard, but it's not work. At least it's not for me. It doesn't feel like
I love
work.
it. I mean, today I'm not going to love it. I'm going to leave here and go to a $2 million house that needs to fall down. It is just going to be a ton of work. There's going to be cockroaches, and it's going to be dirty. There could be centipedes, and we got to go clear out a bunch of stuff.
Oh my gosh.
So I'm literally headed from here to go do that. So it's
I'm
glamorous.
I'm heading from here to go show a $70,000 house, because she just got turned down on the $123,000 contract we just signed on Sunday. So yeah, so we're going to look at 70,000. Yay!
Good luck. Oh my
Bless
gosh.
it.
Housing you buy a house. Oh, that's just amazing.
I know.
Well, I would really loved having you. I mean, you having me on your show. That was great.
I really appreciate it so much, Sherine. And I'll I just, anything that I can ever help you, and all of your contact information will definitely be in the show notes. And if you got anything heading for Hawaii, hook up with Shireen with Hawaii Lux. Hawaii Lux. I absolutely love it. Get that staging done, the all service listing agent. It's just awesome.
Right on.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Aloha.
All right. Aloha. Thanks for listening to Her Real Estate Journey. I hope you're inspired to conquer your own real estate path. If you enjoyed this episode, subscribe, rate, and leave a review. Follow us on social media for updates and more stories. Until next time, keep shining and make your mark. I'm Lisa Dillon, and this is Her Real Estate Journey.